Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station, and we're going to bring you the championship game of our second one-and-done playoff tournament, and it pits the 1986 Boston Red Sox versus the 1982 St. Louis Cardinals. Here at Busch Stadium, as Greg Gorecki has jumped in the chat, he yells, "Go Cardinals, go!" Both teams obviously undefeated getting to this championship game, as it's a one-and-done tournament. You lose, you snooze, you win, you're in. So, let's get to it, folks. Busch Stadium, packed house for this championship game. Pitchers will bat, National League Stadium, so the Red Sox at a disadvantage. Don Baylor is not in the lineup. For the Boston Red Sox, leading off playing third base, Wade Boggs. And then you have a second baseman, Marty Barriott. Batting third, the left fielder, Jim Rice. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Bill Buckner. Batting fifth, the center fielder, Tony Armas. Batting sixth, doing the catching, Rich Gedman. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Dwight Evans. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Spike Owen. And batting ninth, pitching in this championship game, Tom Seaver. Tom Terrific. For the hometown St. Louis Cardinals, leading off, left fielder Lonnie Smith. Batting second, Keith Hernandez playing first. Batting third, the right fielder George Hendrick. Batting fourth, Darrell Porter, the catcher. Batting fifth, playing third, Ken Obergfell. Batting sixth, the second baseman Tommy Herr. Batting seventh, the center fielder Willie McGee. Batting eighth, the Wizard of Oz, Ozzie Smith playing shortstop. And batting ninth, the pitcher, John Stuper. We are moments away from first pitch. So you have John Stuper on the mound. In 1982, 9 wins, 7 losses. 3.36 earned run average, batting average against 266. He walked 55, struck out 53, so he does struggle with his control at times. Lefties batted over 300 against him, 310. Righties 234. Behind the plate, Darrell Porter, below average defense, 4 out of 10. Average arm, 5 out of 10. Obergfell above average at third, 6 out of 10. That's range-wise. Ozzie Smith, outstanding at short. That's why they call him the Wizard of Oz. Tommy Herr above average at second. Keith Hernandez absolutely fabulous at first. In left field, Lonnie Smith below average range with an above average arm. Willie McGee outstanding in center. George Hendrick average range in right with an above average arm. To face Wade Boggs, and Wade Boggs has been hot in the first 3 games of this tournament. Batting .545, no home runs, 1 run scored. And he has scored, 1 run batted in, he scored 5 times. In actuality, in 1986, Boggs batted .356, 8 homers, 71 runs batted in, and 107 runs scored. Off right-handed pitching, Wade Boggs batted .352. Stuper looks in at Porter. He gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Boggs. We are on our way here in this championship game. And Boggs, Hernandez makes a diving stop and flips to Stuper for out number 1. What a play by Keith Hernandez, flashing the leather, robbing Boggs of extra bases down the line. So with 1 out, here comes Marty Barriott, Red Sox second baseman. He's batting .333, no homers, 1 run batted in. He scored twice. In 1986, 286, 4 home runs, 60 RBIs, 94 runs scored. Off right-handed pitching, 273. Boggs, 7 out of 10 bunting. Cardinals playing their infield normal. Boggs is going to swing away, though. Stuper sets and delivers. And Boggs pops it up. And Ozzie Smith makes a fine running catch in foul territory towards the third base stands. He covered a lot of ground there. The Wizard makes the catch for out number 2. And here comes Jim Rice, Red Sox left fielder, 533, no home runs, 4 runs knocked in with 3 runs scored. In 1986, 324, 20 home runs, 110 runs driven in, 98 runs scored. He batted .313 off right-handed pitching. Porter flashes the sign. Stuper nods his head. Here's the pitch to Rice. Rice sends that ball out to Willie McGee. He makes the catch. 1, 2, 3, go the Red Sox, as Greg Gorecki in the chat says, Whizzer. All right, so on the mound for the Boston Red Sox, Tom Terrific. Tom Seaver pitching this championship game. Remember, it's a one-and-done championship game. I play the games one after the other date-wise, so it's Clemens is available out of the bullpen, and so is Bruce Hurst. Likewise, for the Phillies, the Cardinals, their better pitchers are also ready out of the bullpen. But it's impossible to start. You have to use your whole pitching rotation in this one-and-done tournament. No rest for the weary. Games come one after the other. Tom Terrific, 5 wins, 7 losses in 86. 3.80 earned run average. Struck out 72, walked 29, batting average against 278. Lefties hit 288 off of him, righties 267. Lonnie Smith comes to the plate. Rich Gedman behind the plate. Excellent defensive catcher with a 10 out of 10 arm. Boggs above average at third. Spike Owen, 7 out of 10. Very good at short. Marty Barrett, average at second. Billy Buckner, 7 out of 10 at first. In left field, Jim Rice, 7 out of 10. 5 out of 10 arm. Tony Armas, 5 out of 10 range, 7 out of 10 arm. And Dwight Evans, absolutely outstanding at right. He has a cannon, 10 out of 10 for an arm, 9 out of 10 range. Here's Lonnie Smith. Smith is 0 for 12. And I let the computer make their lineup because I'm managing the Red Sox. Peculiar that they took, well, he could break out. He's 0 for 12 right now. In actuality, in 82, he batted .307, 8 home runs, 69 runs batted in to go with 120 runs scored. Red Sox will bring their corners in. Smith is a 10 out of 10 bunter. Seavers is ready. Gedman sets the target. Here's the pitch to Smith. It's a grounder to Owen. He fires to Billy Buck for out number 1. Now bring up Keith Hernandez, left-handed batting first baseman for the Cardinals, batting .583, no homers, no RBIs. And he scored 3 runs. In actuality, in 82, he batted .299, 7 home runs, 94 runs driven in with 79 runs scored. Off right-handed pitching, .307. Seaver toes the rubber. Nods his head. Here's the pitch to Keith Hernandez. And he strikes Hernandez out. 2 up, 2 down. And he'll bring up the number 3 batter, right fielder George Hendrick. Hendrick is batting .333, no home runs, 2 RBIs. In actuality, in 82, he batted .282, 19 round trippers, 104 runs driven in to go with 65 runs scored. Seaver rocks and fires, and Hendrick walks. So Seaver throws 4 consecutive balls. The Cardinals get a run around with 2 outs, and here comes their catcher, Darryl Porter. He's making his first start of this tournament. Porter bats .238 off right-handed pitching. In 1982, Darryl batted .231, 12 home runs, 48 runs driven in, 46 runs scored. Buckner holding Hendrick on at first. Hendrick 5 out of 10 base running ability. Gedman flashes the signs. Here's the pitch by Tom Terrific. And another walk, so Seaver back-to-back walks. He only walked 29 in 1986. He's walked 2 already in the first inning here in this championship game of the tournament. Hendrick now in scoring position for Ken Oberkfell. Oberkfell batting .166, no home runs, 3 runs batted in. In In 1982, Oberfell batted .289, 2 home runs, 34 runs batted in, go with 55 runs scored. So after getting 2 quick outs, Tom Seaver's walked the next 2 batters. So 2 outs, 2 on. Here's the pitch to Oberfell. And the 3rd consecutive walk. Bases are now loaded. Holy cow. Greg Gorecki, that has an interesting fact in the chat. He says, did you know George Hendrick won World Series 10 years apart? So was that with the A's and the Cardinals? Was he on the 72 Oakland A's? Here comes Tommy Herr. Tommy Herr batting .500, no homers, no runs batted in. He scored 2 runs in 1982, .266. With 36 runs knocked in to go with 83 runs scored. Another walk and the Cardinals will go out ahead. Gedman goes out to have a word with Tom Seaver, along with Billy Buckner. As Greg Gorecki in the chat says, he was a backup outfielder on the 72 A's, so I was correct. As I knew who won the World Series, it was Oakland, so he had to be on that team. Thank you. Outstanding information by Greg Gorecki, our good friend from the north in Canada. Alright, no place to put Tommy Herr. Seaver's ready. Here's the pitch to Herr. Grounder to Boggs, over to Buckner. Tom Terrific pitches out of the bases loaded jam. We go to the top of the 2nd, no score. Due up for the 1986 Red Sox, Billy Buckner, Tony Armas, and Rich Gedman. Billy Buck batting .461 with 5 RBIs, no home runs. Buckner, in actuality, in 1986, he's known for the ball going through his legs, but the Red Sox wouldn't have gotten to the World Series if it wasn't for Billy Buckner. .267, 18 home runs, 102 runs driven in with 73 runs scored. John Stuper back up on the mound. Looks in at Porter. Here's the pitch to Buckner. And Buckner singles to left. He goes the other way. Nice bit of hitting by Billy Buck. As Greg Gorecki boos when the Cardinals did not score with their bases loaded opportunity. So Buckner at first, 5 out of 10 base running ability. Keith Hernandez to hold him on. Here comes Tony Armas. He's been hot as a pistol in this tournament. .384, 1 home run, and he's driven in 5 runs and scored 3 runs. Before his injury in 1986, .264, 11 home runs, 58 runs driven in with 40 runs scored. 6 out of 10 hit and run. And he hit right-handed pitching at a .253 clip. Porter sets the target. Stuper nods his head. Here's the pitch to Tony Armas. And that ball goes deep to right, but Hendrick is there, and he makes the catch in the corner. Retreating quickly back to first base. Billy Buckner. And we have What's Blazing in Sports in the chat. Remember to check out D-Tub and What's Blazing in Sports. I subscribe to that wonderful channel. Absolutely wonderful boxing channel. He's very good with the chat and his knowledge about boxing. He's a boxer, he's a trainer, and just a fun, wonderful human being. I highly recommend subscribing to What's Blazing in Sports. Outstanding. He's also a Cardinals fan, as he says, "Go Cards, go!" So with 1 out, Buckner at first. Here comes the Worcester, Massachusetts native, Rich Gedman, and the catcher for the Boston Red Sox from 1986. He has struggled so far in this tournament. He's 2 for 11. That's a .182 batting average with 1 RBI, no home runs. In actuality, in 1986, he batted .258, 16 round trippers, driven in 65 runs, and scored 49 times. Gedman's a 6 out of 10 hit and run. Dwight Evans on deck. We're going to play some hit and run. Actually, we're not going to play hit and run, as Stuper's all over the place with his pitches. So Stuper looks to first. Now in at Porter. He sets and delivers to Gedman. And Gedman grounds to Smith to Hernandez. Double play, inning over. We go to the bottom of the 2nd, still scoreless. Due up for the 1982 Cardinals, Willie McGee, Ozzie Smith, and the pitcher, John Stuper. What's Blazing in Sports says thank you for such kind words, my friend. Not only are they kind words, D-Tub, they're true words. So that makes it even more fabulous that they're true. Remember, check out What's Blazing in Sports. Subscribe. Excellent boxing channel. Very knowledgeable. Here comes Willie McGee. 9 out of 10 bunter. Red Sox will move their corners in. Boggs in at third. Buckner in at first. McGee batting .384 with 3 runs knocked in. No home runs. And he has scored once. In 1982, he batted .296. 4 home runs, 56 runs driven in, 43 runs scored. Seaver's ready. Gedman sets the target. Here's the pitch to Willie McGee. It's a pop-up, foul territory, but Boggs runs out of room as it goes into the left field stands near third base. The count is now no balls, 2 strikes on Willie McGee. Seaver steps back up on the hill. He toes the rubber, the windup, and the pitch. McGee strikes out! Outside corner. Fastball throws him 1 away. Here comes the Wizard of Oz, Ozzie Smith. Switch hitter batting left-handed against the right-handed throwing Tom Terrific. Smith batting .555, 1 RBI, no home runs, and he has scored 4 times in this tournament. This is the championship game between 2 undefeated teams. That's the only way you can get here. Someone's O has got to go. In actuality, in 1982, Ozzie Smith batted .248, 2 home runs, 43 runs knocked in, and 58 runs scored. Again, you have to respect his bunting ability. Red Sox move their corners in. Boggs in at third. Buckner in at first. Seaver's ready. Here's the pitch to Smith. A hard ground ball to Spike Owens, who fires to Billy Buck for out number 2. So with 2 outs, no one on, here comes the pitcher, John Stuper. This is where Tom Seaver ran into trouble in the bottom of the first. He got the first 2 outs, then he walked the bases loaded, and then got out of it with a ground ball by Tommy Hurt. So John Stuper comes to the plate. He batted .119 in 1982 with 1 run scored. Seaver works quickly. Here's the pitch to Stuper, and he strikes him outside. Retired. The Cardinals go down 1-2-3. We go to the top of the third, still scoreless here at Busch Stadium in this championship game between the 1986 Boston Red Sox and the 1982 St. Louis Cardinals. 2 up for the Red Sox: Evans, Owen, and Seaver. So here comes Dwight Evans. He has struggled at the plate. Finally broke out of it. He had 2 hits in the semifinal game against the '83 Orioles. But in total, he's batting .153, no home runs, no RBIs. In 1986, Dewey batted .259, 26 round trippers, 97 runs knocked in, 86 runs scored. .270 off right-handed pitching. Porter goes through the signs. Stuper nods his head. He sets and delivers to Evans. And Evans strikes out! A big swing and a miss on the 1-2 count. Was badly fooled on that off-speed pitch. So 1 away, and here comes the very weak-hitting shortstop, Spike Owen. He's batting below 100, .090, with 1 RBI, and he has scored 1 run. In 1986, after being acquired in a trade that would bring Owen and Dave Henderson from Seattle to Boston, he batted .183, 1 home run, 10 RBIs, and 21 runs scored. Very good defensively at short. He's a 6 out of 10 bunter. He's going to try for a bunt base hit here, as the Cardinals have their infield at normal. Here's the pitch by Stuper. Owen squares the bunt. He puts it down, and the play to first. They get him on the wheel play. Tommy Hurt covers first base. Owen is thrown out by Darryl Porter. So with 2 outs, no one on, here comes Tom Terrific, Tom Seaver. Seaver would not pitch for the Red Sox in '86 in the playoffs of the World Series. He was injured. But before that, when they acquired him in a trade from the White Sox, where they sent Steve Lyons to the White Sox to get Tom Seaver, Again, he was 5 wins, 7 losses. And he was actually pitching quite well for his, I want to say it was a knee injury again. So here comes Tom Seaver. He did not have an at-bat in 1986 because in the American League, pitchers don't hit. Stuper's ready. Here's the pitch to his counterpart, Tom Terrific. And he rips that foul down the left field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Seaver. Porter sets the target. Here's the pitch. Seaver goes down on strikes. We go to the bottom of the third, still scoreless. 2 up for the 1982 St. Louis Cardinals. Top of the order, Lonnie Smith, Keith Hernandez, and George Hendrick. And we have D. Scott Howard in the chat. How are you, my friends? D. Scott says, who did the Mariners get in that trade? That's a good question. I'm trying to remember that. We'll have to look that up. If you have a chance, look that up. I don't remember who they got in that trade. I don't remember. But it brought back Henderson, who would play center field in the playoffs and in the World Series, and Spike Owen. We're going to have to look that up later. Or if anyone wants to, you can look it up now, throw it in the chat, and we'll read it out. So here comes Lonnie Smith. Red Sox again will play their corners in. He's a 10 out of 10 bunter. So Boggs in at third, Buckner in at first. Smith 0 for 1 today. Seaver works quickly. Here's the pitch to Smith. And that is a single to left. So Lonnie Smith is on. That's the first Cardinal hit here in the bottom of the third, and he is definitely a base-stealing threat. 10 out of 10 base running ability, 50% chance of stealing second. Buckner holding him on. Keith Hernandez comes to the plate, left-handed batting first baseman. He's 0 for 1. Red Sox pinch the middle with Owen and Barrett. Looking at turn 2. Seaver looks to first. Now in at Gedman. Gedman sets the target. Here's the pitch to Hernandez. And that's a single to left center field. The Cardinals have their first 2 runners on. First 2 batters on. Smith at second. Hernandez at first. And here comes the dangerous George Hendrick. He had 19 home runs in 1982. Red Sox quickly get bullpen action up. Roger Clemens up in the pen. Not fooling around, folks. And then Hurst after him if necessary. All hands on deck for this championship game. Hendrick walked his first time up. Gedman goes out to have a word with Seaver, now back behind the plate. That was a quick meeting. Gedman sets the target. Here's the pitch to Hendrick. Grounder to, oh, and he dives, flips the bat, and the Buckner double play, advancing to third base, Lonnie Smith. Spike Owen flashing the leather, that's why he's in that lineup. A diving play, quickly tosses the Barrett, who quickly turned on to Buckner. As that went 6-4 to 3. Seaver applauds that effort. So with 2 outs, he'll be up to Darryl Porter to extend this inning and knock Lonnie Smith in, possibly. Porter, he walked in the first inning. Smith 90 feet away from giving the Cardinals a lead here in this championship game. Beatles eternally in the chat. How you doing, my friend? Hope all is well. Seavers nods his head. Here's the pitch to Porter. 2 outs, man at third. And he strikes Porter out! The Cardinals once again strand base runners. We go to the top of the 4th scoreless. 2 up for the 1986 Red Sox. Top of the order, Boggs, Barrett, and Rice to face John Stuper. Here comes Wade Boggs. Boggs 0 for 1 today. Left-handed batter. He batted .359 off right-handed pitching. He'd love to find a gap, get a leadoff double or triple here. Stuper's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Boggs. Boggs pops it up in foul territory. Hernandez makes a run for it, but it goes out of play. The count's now no balls, 2 strikes on Boggs. Stuper toes the rubber. Looks in at Porter, nods his head. Here's the pitch. Boggs grounds it back to Stuper, who fires over to Hernandez for out number 1. And here comes Marty Barrett. Barrett's 0 for 1. He attempted a bunt base hit, but Porter pounced on it, and threw to her on the wheel play for the out. He'll be swinging away this time. The windup and the pitch by Stuper. Barrett singles to left. A one-out single in front of the very dangerous Jim Rice. Rice 0 for 1 today. He digs in. He's ready to grip and rip. He wants to send one out of Busch Stadium. Barrett 7 out of 10 base running ability, being held on by Keith Hernandez. Stuper looks to Hernandez, now in at Porter. Here's the pitch to Jim Rice. Rice singles to left. Barrett takes a wide turnaround second, but shall be held as he only has a 40% chance of being safe. So the Red Sox have something brewing here in Busch Stadium. Runners at first and second. Here comes Billy Buckner. Billy Buck's 1 for 1. He singled in the second inning. Chance for the Red Sox to jump out in front. Buckner, 10 out of 10 hit and run. We're going to play hit and run with first and second. Porter sets the target. Here's a pitch by Stuper, hit and run on. Buckner swings, and he hits it right back at the pitcher. The only play is the first. They get him out. And advancing to second and third is Rice and Barrett. And here comes Tony Armas, and he has been hot in this tournament. He's 0 for 1 today, though. But he's batting .357, a home run, and 5 runs knocked in. As D. Scott Howard, I believe, is commenting when Owens made that diving stop to turn that huge double play in the bottom of the third, he says, "That's the Spike Owen I remembered." Yeah, he was very good with the glove. So Tony Armas. Armas batted .253 off right-handers, as we stated before. He's been clutch with 2 outs. He'd love to do it again. Stuper looks in at Porter. Porter sets the target. Here's the pitch to Tony Armas. 2 outs, 2 on. And Armas grounds it right back towards Stuper, who makes a nice play and throws to Hernandez. Inning over. So some clutch piece of pitching by Stuper. We go to the bottom of the fourth here at Busch Stadium. Championship game between the 86 Red Sox and the 82 Cardinals is still scoreless. What tension here in the ballpark. Due up for the Cardinals. Oberkfell, Hurry, and McGee to face Tom Terrific, who has pitched into trouble and out of trouble. Can his luck hold up? He's thrown 52 pitches. He's good for 110. Remember, awaiting, if necessary, in the bullpen is Roger Clemens and Bruce Hurst. All hands on deck. So Oberkfell, 7 out of 10 bunter. Corners in for the Red Sox. Billy Buck in at first. Wade Boggs in at third. Oberkfell walked his first time up. Seaver's ready. Here's the pitch to Oberkfell. A grounder. Barrett backhands it and throws to Buckner. Out number 1. Nice play by Marty. And here comes Tommy Hurt. My God, can everyone on the Cardinals bunt? He's 8 out of 10. Again, you have to move your corners in to protect against this, which means Hurt has a great chance of slapping that ball by him. Corners in for the Red Sox. Gedman flashes the signs. Seaver sets and delivers to Hurt. Grounder past Boggs, off his glove, error. So Boggs is drawn in. Hurt hits the ball quite hard at him. It goes off his glove. And that's what happens. Infield drawn in. Infield drawn in. Hurt's able to create something. He's on due to the Boggs error. 8 out of 10 base running ability. Billy Buck holding him on as the organist is going nuts here at Busch Stadium. And Willie McGee comes to the plate. He's one of the few guys who can't bunt. 2 out of 10, but he's 7 out of 10 hit and run. Red Sox look to pinch that middle, want that double play ball. Seaver looks to Buckner. Now in at Gedman. Now he throws over. Buckner applies the tag, but Hurt just gets back ahead of it. And he had to dive back quite quickly. Seaver gets the ball back. Again looks at Buckner. He delivers to McGee. Grounded to Owen. His only play is the first. For out number 2, Tommy Hurt advances on the hit and run. Hurt in scoring position for the Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz steps to the plate. No score, bottom of the fourth, 2 outs. Tommy Herr at second. 8 out of 10 base running ability. Base hit, he should score. He'll be off on contact. Ozzie Smith 0 for 1. He grounded to short in the second inning. Seaver's on the mound. Takes a deep breath. Looks in at Gedman. He rocks and fires to Smith. And that's a base hit to right field. The Cardinals go up 1-0. Clutch hit by the Wizard of Oz. So the Cardinals draw first blood here in this championship game. And here comes the pitcher, John Stuper. Ozzie Smith at first, Buckner holding him on. Here's the pitch by Seaver to his counterpart Stuper. And he strikes him outside, retired. But the Cardinals score first. We go to the top of the fifth. The 1982 St. Louis Cardinals won. The 1986 Boston Red Sox nothing. Due up for Boston, Gedman, Evans, and Owen. Stuper has thrown 54 pitches. He's good for 115. Rich Gedman 0 for 1 today. Left-handed batting catcher. Batted .282 off right-handed pitching. Gedman has struggled in this tournament. Only batting .166 with 1 run knocked in. That's 2 for 12, folks. Porter sets the target. Here's the pitch to Gedman. And Gedman singles to right center. Tying run on. Worcester, Massachusetts native singles to right center. And here comes Dwight Evans, another player struggling. 142 batting average. He's 2 for 14. He did have 26 home runs in 1986. One swing of the bat. And the Red Sox could jump out ahead here. Stuper looks to first. Gedman's going nowhere. Now he looks in at Porter. Porter sets the target. Here's the pitch to Evans. And that ball sent deep and off the right center field wall. Gedman will be set. He's got a 73% chance of scoring. We're going to hold Evans at second. There's a throw to Smith. The relay to the plate. Not in time. Rich Gedman slides in. We have a tied ball game here at Busch Stadium. Dwight Evans comes through in the clutch. It's 1-1 with no outs. Evans at second. Here comes Spike Owen, the very weak hitting shortstop, but excellent glove man. 0 for 1 today. Owen, 4 out of 10 bunting ability, 7 out of 10 hit and run. We're going to play unorthodox here. We're going to put the... Actually, we're not going to do that. I was going to put the hit and run on because he has a better chance of putting the ball in play than the bunt. We're going to let him swing away. Actually, he'll take. Here's the pitch by Stuper. Owen to take. Ball 1. Owen to take again. Ball 2. Owen will take until he gets a strike. Ball 3. Put that bat on your shoulder and sit down, Spike. Strike 1. 3-1 count. Now we're going to play hit and run. Come on, hit this ball and play. We're going to play a little unorthodox here. Porter sets the target. The windup and the pitch by Stuper. Hit and run on. Owen grounds to her. Who goes to Hernandez? Evans goes to third. He probably would have went to third anyway. Ball's hit to the right-hand side. But the go-ahead run is at third base. Dwight Evans. 4 out of 10 base running ability. And here comes Tom Seaver. And they're playing their corners in. I could pinch hit for him and bring Clemens in the game. I could do that. We're going to let Tom Terrific all pitchers. Everyone's available. Oh, those are pinch hitters. I think Clemens is good for 60 pitches. Then I could go to Hurst. And he's good for 40, so that's 100 more pitches. We're going to let Seaver swing away. Corners are in. They're expecting some sort of squeeze play, but we're going to let Tom Seaver swing away. Come on, hit the ball to Tommy Herr, and we got a run here. Stuper's ready. Here's a pitch to his counterpart, Tom Terrific. And Seaver's, oh my lord, he bashes the ball to center. McGee goes back, makes the catch, and tagging up and scoring quite easily from third is Dwight Evans. Wow, Tom Seaver's bashed the bejesus out of that ball. He helps his own cause. It's 2-1 Boston as he's getting a round of applause back in the dugout. High fives all over the place for Tom Terrific. That's clutch hitting, folks. And here comes Wade Boggs, top of the order. Boggs is 0 for 2. Stuper gets a sign from Porter. Here's the pitch to Boggs. It's a foul ball. Foul ball. No balls, 1 strike. Boggs steps back in the left-hander's batter's box. He's ready to grip and rip. Stuper delivers. And that's a single to right field. So a 2-out single for Wade Boggs. Here comes Marty Barrett. Barrett's 1 for 2. Popped up and singled in the 4th. Boggs will be off on contact with 2 outs. Porter goes out to have a quick word with Stuper, who seems to be coming apart at the seams. He's up to 70 pitches, good for 115. Barrett's ready. He awaits the Stuper offering, and here it is. And Barrett walks! How long will the Cardinals stick with John Stuper? First and second, here comes Jim Rice. Rice 1 for 2. Fly to center and singled in the 4th. Rice had 20 home runs in 1986. Boggs in scoring position. Both runners will be off on contact with 2 outs. Porter and Hernandez go out to meet with Stuper on the mound. Setting their strategy. They need to keep this a 1-run deficit. Hernandez back to first. Porter back behind the plate. He squats down, sets the target. The windup and the pitch to Jim Rice. And Rice grounds to Ozzie Smith, who flips to her, inning over. But the Red Sox scored twice in the top of the 5th. A double by Dwight Evans. Then he advances to third on the ground ball to second. And then Tom Seaver comes through. As he hit a ball to dead center, Evans scores on a sacrifice fly. And it's 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. 2 up for the 1982 St. Louis Cardinals. Top of the order, Lonnie Smith, Keith Hernandez, and George Hendrick. And I shall be back in a moment. Station identification break, please hold. And we are back. Thank you for your patience. Bottom of the 5th, Lonnie Smith up, 10 out of 10 bunter. As I stated, I think everyone can bunt except Willie McGee on this team and Stuper. Corners in for the Red Sox. Boggs in at third, Buckner in at first. Here's the pitch by Seaver. And that is a diving stop by Spike Owen, who throws to Buckner, makes a wonderful backhanded stretch out number 1. Wow! Spike Owen, unbelievable. Here comes Keith Hernandez. He's 1 for 2 today. Righty-lefty matchup for Seaver. Gedman sets the target. Here's the pitch to Hernandez. And that is grounded foul down the right field line. The count's now 3 balls, 2 strikes on Keith Hernandez. He was the co-MVP in 1979 for the league, while playing for the Cardinals, I believe. Seaver looks in at Gedman, nods his head. He sets and delivers. And that's a single to left center field. So Hernandez, a 1-out single. He represents the tying run at first base. And the very dangerous George Hendrick comes to plate. Greg Gurecki earlier in the chat brought up a very interesting fact. Hendrick won World Series, was on 2 winning World Series teams 10 years apart. Obviously, one was the Cardinals. Who was the other team? As Mike McAllister's joined us. I missed that. How are you feeling, Mike, if you're still there? Hopefully you're feeling better. Prayers and thoughts go out to you, Mike, in your recovery. Alright, so Hendrick comes to the plate 0 for 1. Red Sox want to turn 2 with Owen and Barrett up the middle. Seaver's ready. He rocks and fires. Here's the pitch to Hendrick. And that's a single to center. And Keith Hernandez got a really good read on that. He goes first to third. And now 1 out. Runners on the corners. And here comes Darrell Porter. He's 0 for 1. He has walked in the first and struck out in the third. Seaver's up to 91 pitches. He's only good for 110. This could be it for Tom. This could be it. Clemens is already warming in the bullpen. Oh boy, should we go to Clemens? We're going to give Seaver one more batter here. Let's see if the Red Sox can turn 2. Here's the pitch to Porter. Grounder past Boggs. We have a tie ball game. Porter comes through with a 1-out single. It's 1-1 now. And here comes Ken Oberkfell. Oberkfell 0 for 1. Walked in the first, grounded to second in the fourth. Seaver rubs up that baseball. 94 pitches, good for 110. 2-2 ball game. That's it. That's it. We're going to go to the pen. All hands on deck in this championship game. Roger Clemens is good for 60 pitches. Bruce Hurst is good for 50 pitches. Oberkfell is a lefty. And then they have the switch hitters. So you know what? We're going to go with Bruce Hurst actually. Bruce Hurst will come out of the pen. It's good for 50 pitches. Here comes Bruce Hurst. So Bruce Hurst comes out of the pen. Tom Seaver's night is over. 2-2 ball game. Let's give you Seaver's numbers. Seaver's went 4 1/3, 6 innings, 2 runs, 1 earned. Walked 3, struck out 5. He is responsible for the runners at first and second. So here is Oberkfell to face the left-handed throwing Bruce Hurst. Bruce Hurst won Game 2 of this tournament. He's done with his warm-up tosses. Gedman sets the target. Here's the pitch by Hurst to Oberkfell. Grounder, and that's a double. So that's a fine how do you do. Hurst gives up a double to left center, and the Cardinals take a 3-2 lead. Runners at second and third. Red Sox will draw their infield in. Infield in for the Red Sox. Tommy Hurt comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2, and he only batted 200 off left-handed pitching. Hurst looks in at Gedman. Nods his head. Here's the pitch to Hurst. That's a grounder back to Hurst, and he goes to Billy Buck at first for out number 2. So 2 outs, Red Sox go back to a normal infield. Outfield straight away and normal. And here comes Willie McGee. McGee 9 out of 10 bunter, but there's 2 outs. Will he try to lay one down with 2 outs? Off left-handed pitching, he batted .276. We're going to play the infield normal. Hurst toes the rubber. The windup and the pitch to McGee. That's a fly ball to Evans, inning over. But the Cardinals come back and score 2 in the bottom of the 5th and retake the lead 3-2 over the Red Sox. What a game here in this championship game. What a game. We go to the top of the 6th. Due up for the 1986 Boston Red Sox, Billy Buckner, Tony Armas, and Rich Gedman to face John Stuper, who's still out on the mound. He's up to 79 pitches. He's good for 115. Billy Buckner 1 for 2 today. Singled in the 2nd and then grounded back to the pitcher in the 4th. Buckner had 18 home runs in 1986, if you're thinking one swing of the bat. Stuper's ready. Here's the pitch to Billy Buck. And that's a single to center. So Bill Buckner gets his 2nd hit of the ball game. He represents a tying run at first. Keith Hernandez holding him on, and the dangerous Tony Armas comes to plate. Armas 0 for 2. Armas will take. Here's the pitch by Stuper. Strike 1. Fastball painted the outside corner. Armas didn't like that call. Steps back in his batter's box. He awaits the Stuper offering, and here it is. And that ball is grounded to Hernandez over to Smith. Back to Hernandez. Double play. Nice play by Keith Hernandez and Ozzie Smith. That goes 3-6 to 3 bases are cleared, 2 outs, and here comes Rich Gedman, the Boston catcher. As Mike McAllister says, "Let's go Cards!" Gedman 1 for 2 today. Gedman had 16 home runs in '86. Stuper looks in at Porter. Porter sets the target. Here's the pitch to Rich Gedman. And it's a ground ball back to Stuper, who throws to Hernandez. Inning over. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The Cardinals clinging to a 1-run lead, 3-2. Due up for the 1982 St. Louis Cardinals. Ozzie Smith, John Stuper in the top of the order. Lonnie Smith to face Bruce Hurst. Came in to relieve Tom Seaver. Ozzie Smith 1 for 2 today. Red Sox moved their corners in once again, as you know, every Cardinal batter can bunt. Hurst is ready. He rocks and fires to Smith. And that is a line shot towards Armas. He has a beat on it. He has a 45% chance of making a diving play. We're going to say yes. And he makes the diving catch, robbing Ozzie Smith of extra bases. Oh boy, if that got by him, Ozzie Smith could have had an inside the park home run. But Armas totally extends out and makes a web gem of a catch. 1 out, and here comes the pitcher, John Stuper. He's 0 for 2. Hurst works quickly. Here's the pitch, and he strikes Stuper out. So 2 up, 2 down, top of the order now for the Cardinals. Lonnie Smith 1 for 3 today. His 1 hit was a single in the 3rd. Hurst rubs up the baseball. Lonnie Smith batted .319 off left-handed pitching. Again, with 2 outs, Smith's a 10 out of 10 bunter. He could drop 1 down. Buckner and Boggs in once again. It's their summer home, playing in on these Cardinal batters. Gedman sets the target. Here's the pitch to Lonnie Smith. That's a ground ball past Barrett into right field for a 2-out single. Lonnie Smith is now on. Definitely a base-stealing threat. 10 out of 10 base running ability, 35% chance of stealing second. Buckner to hold him on. Hurst throws over. Smith just gets back. That was a close call. Now Smith looks to Buckner again. Hernandez at the plate. He's 2 for 3. Struck out in the 1st, then singled in the 3rd and 5th. Gedman sets the target. Here's the pitch to Hernandez. 2 outs, runner at 1st. And that's a single to center now, and Lonnie Smith goes 1st to 3rd as he was off on contact. Again, the Cardinals have runners on. And here comes George Hendrick. Hendrick's 1 for 2 today. Hendrick crushed. Well, not crushed, but he had a .305 average against left-handed pitching. And that's going to be it for Hurst. They're going to go to Roger Clemens. And he's up third. We could double switch the catcher, but Gedman's very good defensively. And the Cardinals have a really good running team. That's it. Here comes Roger Clemens, and he'll bat when he comes up because we're not taking him out. So here comes Clemens to replace Bruce Hurst. Very important part of the ball game here. 2 outs, 2 on. Runners on the corners. Hendrick at the plate, 1 for 2. Clemens done with his warm-up tosses. He was the Game 1 winner in this tournament. He was 24 wins, 4 losses in 1986 with a 2.48 batting average, ERA. Batting average against 195. Struck out 238, walked 67. Clemens is ready. Here's the pitch to Hendrick. And that ball's a fly ball to Armas, and he makes the running catch up against the wall, left center field side, retired. The Cardinals trip but do not score. We go to the top of the 7th, the 1982 Cardinals 3, the 1986 Boston Red Sox 2. Due up for the Red Sox, Evans, Owen, and Roger Clemens. John Stuper still out on the mound for the Cardinals. 86 pitches, good for 115. And he'll face Dwight Evans. Evans 1 for 2. Struck out in the 3rd, but then in the 5th he doubled off the left center field wall, scoring Gedman, tying the ball game up at 1. Evans had 26 home runs in 86. Can he tie it up with 1 swing of the bat? We shall see. Here's the pitch by Stuper. Evans singles to left center field. So Evans is starting to get hot. He represents a tying run. At first, Spike Owens comes to the plate. You'd think sacrifice bunt here, but he's 4 out of 10. We got a better shot of him throwing Evans out at second. So Owens will take. Here's the pitch by Stuper. Strike 1. Stuper in there with the fastball outside corner. And again, a Red Sox batter does not like the call. So the count is no balls, 1 strike. Hit and run on. Here's the pitch to Owen. He grounds Ozzie Smith, only plays the first as Evans was in motion. So with 1 out, Evans is at second base in scoring position, and Roger Clemens comes to the plate. Oh boy. Do we go to a pinch hitter? We're down 3-2. You know what? We're going to let Clemens swing away. He's from Texas. Alright, Clemens is going to swing away here. Porter sets the target. The windup and the pitch by Stuper. And Clemens pops it up. Hernandez calls for it. He makes the catch near the mound. 2 outs. Might regret that. I might regret that. Here comes Wade Boggs, but we had Boggs on deck. Boggs 1 for 3. And he's batting .500 in the tournament. Well, righty-lefty matchup. Boggs batted .359 off right-handed pitching in 86. Base hit should score Evans. He'll be off on contact with 2 outs. Porter flashes the sign. Stuper nods his head. Here's the pitch to Wade Boggs. No, they intentionally walk him. And they will face Marty Barrett. Barrett's 1 for 2. He's batting .357 with an RBI. I really don't think we have anyone better on the bench with decent amount of at-bats. I mean, we could go to Mike Greenwell. He had 3 at-bats in the World Series. He did fly out 3 times, but he had 3 pinch hitting at-bats. I could go to him. He batted .313. If I did that, then Eddie Romero would have to go into play second. Mike Greenwell did have 3 pinch hit at-bats. You know what? We're going to go with Mike Greenwell. We'll come into pinch hit. As I stated, Greenwell had 3 pinch hit at-bats in the World Series. I'm almost positive of it. Or in the playoffs. I know he was on the roster. He was on the playoff roster. So we're coming in with Mike Greenwell. Greenwell, off right-handed pitching, .313. In 1986, in limited at-bats of 35, Mike Greenwell batted .314 with 4 runs knocked in and 4 runs scored. Big moment here for the youngster. 2 outs, 2 on. The windup and the pitch by Stuper. Greenwell, oh, hits the ball hard, right back up the middle. Stuper makes a cat-like play and throws to first for the inning-ending out. Nice play by Stuper. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The Cardinals lead the Red Sox 3-2. We need a new second baseman. And it's going to be a big drop-off. Marty Barrett was a 5. Stapleton's a 3 with a .974 fielding percentage. And Romero is a 3 with a .970. We're going to go with Dave Stapleton. So Dave Stapleton will go in to play second base. Clemens still out on the mound, and he'll face Porter, Oberkfell, and Herr for the 82 Cardinals, who lead 3-2, bottom of the 7th. Porter 1 for 2. Rogers ready. Here's the pitch to Porter. And that's a line out to Billy Buck. Gimp knees and all. He makes the lunging catch. 1 away. Here comes Ken Oberkfell. He's 1 for 2. Clemens works quickly. Gedman sets the target. Here's the pitch to Oberkfell. Grounder to Owens, who fires to Buckner. 2 up, 2 down. It's up to Tommy Herr to extend this inning. He's 0 for 3. Clemens looks in at Gedman, nods his head. He rocks and fires. It's a, oh shoot, what the, Oberkfell reached on the error. God, I hate when I miss that. So what happened was there was an error on the play. Let's just check that out. It was my faux pas. I was watching the video. Oberkfell grounds to short, safe on the throwing error. Wonderful, he reached second base. Wild pitch. So a very important insurance run at third. Red Sox will pull their infield in now. Have to keep it a 1-run deficit. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Roger needs a strikeout here. Gedman sets the target. Here's the pitch to Herr. And that's a single to left. That's a clutch piece of hitting by Herr. And it's now 4-2 Cardinals. That error by Spike Owen comes back to haunt them. Red Sox look to turn 2 up the middle with Owen and Stapleton. Willie McGee at the plate now. McGee's 0 for 3. Clemens not very happy with himself. Throws the rosin bag down to the mound. Toes the rubber. Looks to first. Buckner holding her off. Now in at Gedman. Here's the pitch to McGee. Grounder past Stapleton. Oh boy, the floodgates have opened up here in the bottom of the 7th. First and second. 4-2 Cardinals. 1 out, 2 on for the Wizard of Oz. Ozzie Smith 0 for 3. Gedman goes out to have a word with Roger the Dodger. Now back behind the plate. They need to keep this a 2-run deficit. Stuper has been pitching like beyond his means, believe me. So they want to keep it a 2-run deficit here. Clemens is ready. Here's the pitch to Ozzie Smith. Pop up. Stapleton calls for it at second. He makes the catch. So there's 2 outs, 2 on. Here's the pitcher, John Stuper. He has thrown 104 pitches. They're probably going to pinch hit for him. I'll go through my spiel, but we'll probably have to do it again once I click pitch. Clemens is ready. Here's the pitch to Stuper. And there's the pinch hitter. They call Stuper back. Dane Orge will pinch hit. Orge batting 166 in the tournament. No home runs, no RBIs. Off right-handed pitching, 292. In 1982, Orge batted 294. No home runs, 34 runs driven in. 2 outs, 2 on. The windup and the pitch by Clemens. And he strikes out Orge. Side retired. But the Cardinals get that very important insurance run. We go to the top of the 8th. Cardinals lead 4-2 over the Red Sox. Due up for the 1986 Boston Red Sox, Rice, Buckner, and Armas. And the new pitcher for the Cardinals, Doug Bear. Doug Bear, right-handed thrower. 5 wins, 3 losses, 8 saves in 1982. 2.55 earned run average. Batting average against .211. Struck out 68, walked 36. Left-handers batted .205 off of him. Right-handers .215. So a very solid pitcher. And Doug Bear looking to get through the 8th inning and get to Bruce Sutter, who has saved every game for the Cardinals in this tournament. But he'll face Jim Rice. Rice 1 for 3 today. Bear's ready. Gets the sign from Porter. He sets and delivers to Rice. And Rice singles up the middle. Another hit for Jim Rice. Tying run comes to the plate and Billy Buck. Billy Buckner's 2 for 3. His average in this tournament's now up to 500 with 5 RBIs. Buckner singled in the 2nd inning and in the 6th. And grounded to the pitcher in the 4th. Again, Buckner, 18 home runs in 86. 1 swing of the bat, and this game's tied up at 4. Buckner batted .290 off right-handed pitching. Hernandez holding Rice on at first. Bear looks to first. Now in at the plate. Here's the pitch to Billy Buckner. And that's a single up the middle. So back-to-back singles. Red Sox have runners at first and second as here come the Boston Red Sox. They're not going quietly. Tying run now at first, and Bill Buckner in the go-ahead run steps to the plate, and Tony Armas. Armas 0 for 3 today. Average has plummeted. He was batting over 500. Now down to 312. 1 home run, 5 RBIs. And you know what? This might be Don Baylor time. Might be Don Baylor time. Baylor batted .240 off right-handed pitching. Slugging percentage of .457, and Baylor had, I want to say, 30 home runs. .31 home runs with 94 RBIs. And now's the time for Don Baylor. So Don Baylor will pinch hit for Tony Armas, who's 0 for 3 today. Seems like Tony Armas' mojo is gone in this game. Here comes Don Baylor to pinch hit. They're looking for some magic from Don Baylor. So Baylor in 1986 batted .238, 31 home runs, 94 runs knocked in, 93 runs scored. Off right-handed pitching, .240. No outs, 2 on. Doug Bear on the mound. He's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Baylor. And Baylor strikes out on the 1-2 count at the knees, called strike 3. So 1 out. Rice at second, Buckner at first. Here comes Rich Gedman. He's 1 for 3. It's up to the Worcester, Massachusetts native here now. He's got a great opportunity to propel the Red Sox back into this game. They trail by 2. Cardinals 4. Red Sox 2. He's 1 for 3 today. Porter sets a target. Here's the pitch to Gedman. Gedman grounds to her, who flips to Smith. On to Hernandez. Double play. Inning over. Bear pitches out of the jam after giving back-to-back singles to start off the inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The 1982 St. Louis Cardinals 4, the 1986 Boston Red Sox 2, and we need a new center fielder, and the new center fielder is going to be Steve Lyons. So Steve Lyons comes in the game, 5 out of 10 fielding ability, 6 out of 10 arm. Clemens still out on the mound, and he'll face Lonnie Smith. Smith 2 for 4. Corners move in. Lonnie Smith, 10 out of 10 bunter. Clemens is ready. Here's the pitch to Smith. And that's a single to right center. Cardinals now have 12 hits off Red Sox pitching to go with their 4 runs. Red Sox have 10 hits to go with their 2 runs, but they have 2 costly errors. Smith at first, being held on by Buckner. Very good base runner. Here comes Keith Hernandez, who's 3 for 4. Red Sox want to turn 2 with Owen and Stapleton up the middle. Clemens looks to first. Now in at Gavin. Here's the pitcher, Hernandez. And that is a double to center field. Lyons gets the Kareem off the wall. 21% chance of throwing him out. We got to attempt it, so it's going to be Lyons to Owens as they try to get Smith at the plate. There's a throw to Stapleton. He fires to the plate. And Smith is in there safely. 5-3 Cardinals as the nails continue to go in the coffin of the 86 Red Sox. As the Cardinals fans clapping along, very jubilant here at Busch Stadium. So no outs, Hernandez at second, hitting the dangerous George Hendrick comes up plate, he's 1 for 3. Red Sox quickly once again get bullpen action up, Calvin Schiraldi and Joe Sambito. The windup and the pitch to Hendrick. And that ball goes deep, Lyons leaps and makes the catch, and left center field tagging up and going to third is Hernandez. Nice play by Steve Lyons. So Hernandez is at third with 1 out. Red Sox pull their infield all the way in. Porter, 1 for 3, chance to knock in Hernandez at third. Clemens is ready. Here's the pitch to Darrell Porter. And he strikes him out! So there's 2 outs. Red Sox infield goes back to normal. Here comes Ken Obergefell. He's 1 for 3. It was a big throwing error by Spike Owen in the 7th that opened up the floodgates as another run scored. So 2 outs, runner at third. The windup and the pitch by Roger Clemens. And that is a double to left field. Rice retrieves and throws it back in. The Cardinals score another run at 6-2. Clemens has been treated quite rudely. As now, everyone's sensing it here in Busch Stadium. They're smelling championship. Championship. As Mike McAllister says, rest in peace, Mr. Porter. He did. Did he pass away this year or last year? So, alright. This could be Clemens' last batter here. 59, good X per 60. This will be his last batter. Tommy Herr, 1 for 4. Clemens toes the rubber, looks in at Gibbon. Here's the pitch to her. And that ball goes deep, but Evans is there, and right center field makes the catch. Inning over. The Cardinals score 2 and now lead the Red Sox by 4. As we go to the top of the 9th, the 1982 St. Louis Cardinals 6, the 86 Boston Red Sox 2. And the new pitcher, wow, they don't go to Bruce Hurst. The computer is stupid. Well, the computer's the computer. They go to Jeff Lady, I believe you pronounce his name. I think the H is silent. Jeff Lady, I think. He's thrown 1 inning so far in the tournament, 2 hits, and he struck out 2. In actuality, in 82, 5-4, no saves, 3.81. I can't do this. I cannot let the computer. Bruce Sutter would be in the game. So I'm going to, as much as I want the Red Sox to win, there's no way. So bear with me a moment. I'm going to take control of the Cardinals. And we're going to bring Bruce Sutter in. Oh, it's Lady must face at least 1 batter. Alright. I can't bring Bruce Sutter in just yet. So I'll give control back to the computer. That's the thing that drives me nuts. I even set it so Bruce Sutter comes in. But because it's not a save situation, they're not going to bring him in. But they have to get the AI know that it's a championship game, that you would bring in your closer. Alright, I have to put this a return back to the computer. Alright, so Lady will face Evans. Evans 2 for 3. Lady looks in at Porter. He gets a sign. Here's the pitch to Dewey. And it's a grounder to Obergefell. Over to Hernandez. 1 out. And now I'll bring in Bruce Sutter. You may not change your... Oh, God. I gotta... So Bruce Sutter will be coming in to get the last 2 outs of this game. People in the chat, don't you think Bruce Sutter would be in the game right now? So I'm taking control of the Cardinals for a moment. And Bruce Sutter... So Lady gets Evans. You may not change the computer lineup. Yes, I can. Preference. Oh, human. Okay, now I can change it. Here comes Bruce Sutter out of the pen. Sutter looking to close out this championship. Needs 2 more outs. So it's Spike Owen and Roger Clemens. Actually, both Spike Owen and Roger Clemens went to the University of Texas. Spike Owen will not hit. We're going to go with... Oh, wow. Ray Quinones will hit for Spike Owens. But that just doesn't... You know, that just doesn't give you that feel-good feeling. So Ray Quinones comes up. Quinones getting his first at-bat in the tournament, batted .237. 190 at-bats in 86. 2 home runs, 15 runs driven in. And .242 off right-handed pitching, where Spike Owens was under 200. Bruce Sutter on the mound, and let's switch back to the computer now. I've made the change. Sutter's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Quinones. And Quinones flies out to Hendricks for the 2nd out. Cardinals 1 out away. Roger Clemens will not bat. Dave Henderson will bat. What the heck, right? Can Henderson find a little magic and get a base hit? First at bat in the tournament. Henderson... In 1986, he had a very good playoff, I believe. In World Series, he was pretty good. Regular season, not so much. His numbers were definitely better in the playoffs and the World Series, as he hit that huge home run against the Angels when the Red Sox were on the verge of elimination. And Gene Mock suffered another crushing defeat. He batted .196, 1 home run, 3 RBIs, 8 runs scored. Alright, so it's up to Dave Henderson to keep the Red Sox hopes alive. Bruce Sutter wanting to shut those hopes right here and down, as you can hear that final nail in the coffin for the 86 Red Sox. The windup and the pitch by Bruce Sutter. Grounder back to Sutter. He throws to Hernandez. Ball game over. Jubilation on the field. Players jumping up and down. The champions of this one-and-done tournament, the 1982 St. Louis Cardinals 6, the 1986 Boston Red Sox 2. What a game, what a comeback effort by the Cardinals to break out through to the other side. Let's go to the box score. Winning pitcher Stuper, losing pitcher Tom Seaver. Player of the game, Ken Oberkfell. We'll have the box score up in a minute. Here's the box score. And Mike McAllister says Mr. Donnie Moore was on the mound. Yes, that is correct, when Henderson hit that home run. Greg Gorecki, strange fact, the Cardinals won Game 7 of the World Series 6-3. In 67? That's 67, correct? So what was it here? 6-2. It's pretty close. I thought this was a fun game. I might have overmanaged, but... I mean, Seavers was getting hit. If you watched earlier, he was lucky to get out of the jams he was in. So I went Hurst, Clemens. Those are the best pitchers. I went with them. Anyway, let's go to the box score. But before that, as always, let's thank the people in the chat. Greg, an 82. Cool. So against the Brewers, then. Excellent. Thank you for that fact, Mr. Gorecki from the Great White North. I'd like to thank Greg Gorecki, our good friend from Canada. Mike McAllister, thank you very much. And again, get better. Continue to get better as you do each and every day. Beatles Eternally. D. Scott Howard. And I think I got everybody. I thought there was a couple other people, but... Oh, What's Blazing in Sports. Remember, check out What's Blazing in Sports. Excellent boxing channel. My good friend T-Tup. And that is everybody who jumped in the chat. We had a few more people watching, but those are the people who jumped in the chat. And those who watched and did not, thank you very much. And those who watched later, thank you very much. So let's quickly go to it. As then we'll go, I think Expos got some games going. I want to jump there. I went a little more than I thought I was going to go. Tom Seaver took the loss, 4 1/3. 6 hits, 3 runs, only 2 earned. Walked 3, struck out 5. Bruce Hurst, 1 1/3 inning, 3 hits, no runs, 1 strikeout. Clemens, 2 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. Even if they don't give up those unearned runs, they lose the game. He didn't walk any, struck out 2. Stuper came up pretty strong. 7 innings, 8 hits, only 2 runs. They were earned. Walked 2, struck out 2. Then Doug Bear, a scoreless inning. Gave up 2 hits, struck out 1. Lady got the first out in the top of the 9th. And Suter got the next 2 outs. Ball game over. Championship of the tournament goes to the 82 St. Louis Cardinals over the 86 Red Sox. Let's go to the batting quite quickly. Boggs 1 for 3. Barrett 1 for 2. Both batters walked once. Greenwell's 0 for 1 pinch hitting. Stapleton came in to play second base, did not bat. Jim Rice 2 for 4. He wound up with a .526 batting average. Buckner 3 for 4. .529 batting average. Armas 0 for 3. His batting average dropped to .313, but still good tournament. Baylor 0 for 1. He struck out. And his batting average for the tournament was .167. Lyons came in to play defense. Gedman 1 for 4 with a run scored, 200 for the tournament. Evans 2 for 4. He started off very slowly in the tournament. Came on in the last 2 games. Got his average up to 235. Had a run, an RBI, a strikeout, and a double. Owens 0 for 3. Batted 0.071. Quinones 0 for 1. Seavers 0 for 1, but he had an RBI. He had that deep fly ball that scored Evans. Struck out once. Hurst came out of the pen. Didn't have an at-bat. Clemens 0 for 1. And Henderson grounded out to end the game. So in total, the Red Sox in this championship game, 33 at-bats, 2 runs, 10 hits. They had their chances, couldn't capitalize. 2 RBIs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts with 1 double. As a team, batting average .322. For the championship team, 1982 St. Louis Cardinals. Lonnie Smith, 3 for 5, 1 run scored. That's the first game he hit because he has a batting average for the tournament, .176. Keith Hernandez, 4 for 5, 2 runs scored, 1 RBI, 1 strikeout, 1 double, .647. He's got a good chance of being MVP. Hendrick 1 for 4 with a run scored, a walk, .313 batting average. Porter 1 for 4, his first start, 1 RBI, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, .250. Oberkfell 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, 1 walk, 2 doubles, 1 run scored, .300 batting average. Tommy Herr 1 for 5, a run scored, an RBI, .333. McGee 1 for 4 with a strikeout, .353. Ozzie Smith. What did I look at before when I said he wasn't hitting? I was looking at something incorrectly then. Oh, Lonnie. I think I said Ozzie Smith up here. I meant Lonnie Smith. I was going to say. All right. 1 for 4, 1 RBI, and he batted .462. Stuper 0 for 3, struck out 3 times. Dane Orge 0 for 1, he struck out. Blair, Lady, and Suter pitched, did not hit. Though Bruce Suter was batting .500 as he was 1 for 2 in another game. In total for the champions, 39 at-bats, 6 hits. I'm sorry, let's do this over again. 39 at-bats, 6 runs, 14 hits, 6 RBIs, 3 walks, 8 Ks, 3 doubles. Team batting average, .333. Here's the recap. St. Louis failed to score on 3 walks in the first. Seavers was able to pitch around that horrific inning. Got the first 2 batters out, then walked the bases loaded. In the fourth, St. Louis scored 1 run on a hit and an error. Ozzie Smith singled, scoring her. They took the lead 1-0 over Boston. In the fifth, Boston sent 7 batters to the plate, scoring 2 runs on 3 hits and a walk. Dwight Evans doubled, scoring. Gedman, Seavers, fly ball, scored Evans. They took a 2-1 lead over the Cardinals. In the bottom of the fifth, the Cardinals came roaring back. 7 batters to the plate, scoring 2 runs on 4 hits. Darrell Porter singled, scoring 1 to tie the score at 2. Obergefell doubled, scoring Hendrick to take the lead 3-2. Cardinals. In the 7th, the Cardinals scored 1 run on 2 hits and an error. Tommy Herr singled, knocking in a run, and it was 4-2 Cardinals. And the mini rout was on because in the 8th, the Cardinals scored 2 runs on 3 hits. Hernandez doubled, scoring Smith. Obergefell doubled, scoring Hernandez. Final score 6-2. Billy Buckner 3 for 4. Hernandez 4 for 5, a double and 2 runs scored. Obergefell 2 for 4, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. Lonnie Smith 3 for 5. John Stuper, the winning pitcher. Tom Seaver, the losing pitcher. Bruce Sutter on the mound for the final outs. And we will tell you who's the MVP when I go through all the stats later on. Thank you very much for joining me. Health and happiness. Take care. Bye-bye. And God bless. And yes, Beatles eternally, there will be an 82 Cardinal, 71 Pirates matchup. I think we're going to go best of 7 with that. And I hope you're around because I want you to manage the Pirates with me. All right. Take care, everyone. Thank you very much. I'm going to go over to Espo and hopefully catch the end of his game. Health, happiness, and God bless. I'll be back later with Game 7, Stratomatic, 46 Red Sox versus the 2016 Cubs.